Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a video about my whole pregnancy journey, but before I just jump into it, I do need to give you a little bit of background information. So in October of 2017, I was having a lot of issues with like my monthly things, and so the issue was that I wasn't having them. I could have maybe like one or two a year since I was like 14 or 15, which just like isn't normal. So I went to a specialist. We did all these tests. She basically told me that I wouldn't be able to have kids in my lifetime. That was really rough to hear. I wanted to be a mom. It wasn't ever something that like I died to have to be, but like I wanted to be a mom eventually. So I had to swallow that pill and accept the fact that I couldn't have children one day. So then I decided to take out my birth control. I said, you know what, like if I can't have kids, then I don't want this messing with my body. And so we stopped using other forms of birth control as well. Flash forward to February 2018. I just finished going to school to be an esthetician. I had plans to move to Oregon on February 15th, which I did. We moved to Portland, Oregon, me, my boyfriend, our dog, and 2 cats, with the help of my dad and our friend, and we moved. I was being very rude to everybody the whole move, but I thought that I was just very stressed out from moving from one state to another, you know. That was a new journey for us. But still was pretty rude after moving for the first few days. Dari, please stop moving the camera. There we go. Sorry, my dog was just moving my camera. But so still after we moved for the first few days, I was really like rude to everybody, but I thought that I was just adjusting, you know. I want to say like 4 days in to moving to Portland, like I was just so sick. Like my stomach was killing me. I was throwing up. I just felt horrible. Also, a little bit of background information. I have stomach problems, so to me that wasn't anything like too alarming. But my best friend Ellie, she lives here, and she was over, and she looked at me, she said, "You need to take a pregnancy test." She's a weird ass and had one in her purse. So she pulled it out and we went upstairs and I took it. And like right away, I just looked at her and I was like, "It's negative, you know?" She kind of like looked at me. She's like, "What are you talking about? That is not negative." And like we went back and forth for it for a little bit, and I was like, "You're dumb, you know?" So I took another, and she's like, "Come on, dude, like that's positive." And I was like, "No, it's not." And so I Snapchatted a few friends of mine who were already moms, and I was like, "Come on, like please tell me this is negative, you know? Like I'm not pregnant." And they were like, "Dude, that's positive. Like you are pregnant." In my head, I'm just like, "Come on, like no. Are you for real? Like, I just moved to a whole new state 5 days ago, and you're telling me that, like, I'm pregnant? Cool. Cool." So I call my boyfriend, and I FaceTime him. I show him the pregnancy test, and I'm like, "Yo, like, this is negative, right? Come on." He's like, "That's clearly positive." And so he comes home. We talk about it. I'm like, "Okay, like, tomorrow I'll go to Planned Parenthood." The next day, me and my best friend, we go to Planned Parenthood. I'm like throwing up literally in their lobby. It's the worst experience ever. And then they did the test and they're like, "Okay, you're pregnant." And that's literally when my life changed. Like my jaw just dropped. I'm like, come on. I'm 20 years old. I just moved to a new state. I just was about to start a new career. And I'm pregnant. I always told Quentin, I said, you know, we were playing the risk with taking out my birth control. I said, if I did ever get pregnant, on the off chance, since I was told that I could not have babies, that we would keep it. Obviously, like, this was a shock to my system. I didn't think I was actually pregnant. I was just, like, so astounded at the fact that my body did that after I was told like a year previous that I could not have children. So the whole thing was just crazy to me. We went home, we thought about it, just talked everything out, and I said, you know, like, I'm keeping this baby, like, he is my miracle baby. Well, at the time I didn't know he was a he. When I said, this is our miracle child, like, we are keeping him. And so, that was that. I had the worst nausea in the beginning. It was pretty rough, but once I hit my second trimester, it was like a breeze. I felt amazing. I didn't really have any issues. The third trimester, kill me now. My body was just so uncomfortable. I dreaded it. But it wasn't like horrible, honestly. Like, I could do it again. I'm not trying to anytime soon, but I could do it again. Honestly, pregnancy is like beautiful and everything. At the time, I didn't look at it that way. I wish I would have appreciated it more. But my pregnancy, it wasn't hard. I feel like it was normal. But it was not expected. It was not anything that we would have planned for ourselves, but it's been the best thing that's ever happened to us. So I'm glad that I made the decision to stick with my gut and to keep him and not to do anything that, you know, who knows if I would have had another chance to have another baby. Like, I don't know if I can have another baby. The doctor who delivered me and obviously my OB throughout my whole pregnancy said I can have children. Like, it's not a worry for me anymore, but still a part of me thinks, like, what if, you know? So I'm so glad that I made that decision and that he's here and that I went through with it. But like 5 days after moving to a new state, like, I can't even. And I had so many plans for my 21st and for moving here, but like, whatever. You can't plan life. There's no right time for a baby ever, I don't think. So all my stuff can get pushed back for a few more years. I don't care. I want to soak up all of my time with him at home. But for my next video, I will do my birth story, like my full labor, delivery, everything like that, just because that's a whole nother subject. So thank you guys. I'm sorry if I was just rambling on. I'm not really like gonna edit this one. I just wanted it to be a real raw story because I don't know if I've really listened to myself tell this story. So thank you for sticking with it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Real quick, I know I got different questions probably on my Instagram regarding my pregnancy, but Instagram is having issues, of course, today of all days. So I can't even get into my account to look at those questions. But maybe I'll just do a whole other video of specifically just questions that I got on my Instagram rather than like just blobbing it all into one thing. I don't know. I'm sorry. And by the way, I am in the nursery rather than being downstairs. I feel like this looks a little bit more like chic than my like living room. So, and by the way, if you were wondering, my child is asleep, being so good for me. I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.